distress resulting from a dog fight.
Court come to order.
Have a seat, please.
Case number 1172, Petrick versus Oberlencia, Munich.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Petrie, this is your son.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's his first name?
Zion.
Zion's 12?
Yes,
And you got him a puppy.
correct.
When?
May of 2019.
What kind?
I'm not quite sure.
Zion, would you stand up? Because even your mom wasn't a witness to this dog incident. Zion, what kind of dog did your mom buy you?
He's a Frenchie and then I believe a Terrier Falcon.
Do you have a picture of it?
Yes.
May I see it, please? When you say a Frenchie, you mean a French bulldog?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
And how much does he weigh? Do you know?
Right now, he currently weighs 12 pounds.
An incident happened on the 15th of April.
Yes.
You weren't present during that incident.
No, Your Honor.
Would you change places with Zion? I want him to be right in the middle. Zion, you were out walking your dog. Dog's name is?
Tony.
You were walking him on a leash.
Yes.
At what time of day?
Like afternoonish.
Okay. Now, you're walking Tony, and he was on a leash. And what happened next?
Me and my friend, we were walking, going onto the trail, and then,
Okay, so you were with a friend.
yes.
Explain to me where the trail is.
It's like if you go from my house directly down from the lion fountain, and then you take a left, and that's how we were going onto the trail.
Where did the defendants live?
They
You have the
live,
pictures?
I do, Your Honor.
I'd like to see them so I can get some idea of what
Yes.
you're talking about.
So you can, Your Honor, so you can get a full visual. Zion was walking this
Hey,
way.
no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. You can't tell me where he was
okay,
walking.
I'm
You
sorry.
weren't there.
Yes.
Just hand me the photographs. Thank you. Zion, is this the complex where you live?
no.
Is this the complex where the defendants live?
Yes.
You live on the first floor or the second floor?
Second.
Second floor.
We did, yeah.
Okay. And this is the trail where you were going to walk with Tony. Don't shake your head. You weren't there. Do you understand?
Your Honor.
Otherwise, you could sit. As a matter of fact, it's better. Sit down. Zion, this is where you were going to walk with Tony?
Yes.
Did you have to pass the defendant's house in order to get to the trail?
Yes.
And your dog was on the leash?
Yes.
Tell me what happened as you passed their house.
So as I passed, like, me and my friend were going on a trail, and then from behind us, the pit bull, it came running at my dog, and before I could really react, he had a hold of his neck, and like he was just like shaking him, and then I was yelling at him to stop, like I was in shock, and then by the time he stopped with his neck, he immediately moved like by his thigh, and then he started gripping it. And then we were all yelling at him to stop, and then by that time...
When you say you were all, so I have you and your friend.
Yes.
Were either of these two people there?
Her.
You.
Yes, Your Honor.
She came after her dog.
Yes, she was there.
When their pit bull grabbed onto your dog, was she there?
Yes.
Was the pit bull on a leash?
No.
Was your dog injured?
Yes.
How did the pit bull finally let go of your dog?
A man was walking down the trail. He parked his dog. He had to punch the dog a few times, and then the dog finally loosened its grip.
He punched the pit bull.
Yes.
Did you know who the man was?
I think my mom got in contact with him.
Now you can stand up. Did you find out who the man was?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you speak with him?
Yes, Your Honor.
How did you find his name?
There's a group called Neighborhood Group on social media for our community, and I had asked for the gentleman who stepped in and helped my son if you could please reach out to me. And he announced himself and who he was, and so we got together at that time.
Got it. Now, sit down. You weren't home at the time of this alleged attack.
No, ma'am.
Who was this?
It's my girlfriend, Katie.
Your girlfriend was home with your pit bull.
Yes, ma'am.
And at the time I'm reading these papers, you were under house arrest.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were wearing an ankle bracelet.
Yes, I was.
And you live on the second floor.
Yes, I do.
So you let the pit bull out to relieve itself because you couldn't go out because you had an ankle bracelet on because you were under house arrest.
Yes, Your Honor.
The pit bull walked down the stairs by itself.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this your apartment?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you were standing here when the dog ran out, was unleashed. By the time you got to where the dog had Zion's dog, tell me what you did
Yes,
to
Your Honor.
get the dog off Zion's dog.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, when I
Look at me.
When I
Don't
walk-
look there.
Okay.
And make sure you know I know everything.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So now you're on the second floor. You've got an ankle bracelet. You're not allowed to leave the house, so you let the pit bull out by himself. He runs and attacks his dog. Do you either hear or see?
Neither, Your Honor. I was out there before before the attack even happened. I actually let
No,
him
look
know,
at me.
I let him know that that my dog was out there loose, and I was going to get I was trying to get him.
No, just listen to me. Just because you say it fast doesn't mean I miss it. You're on the porch.
Yes.
You let your dog out.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's take it from there, step by step.
So I know.
Don't look over there.
I saw him walking his dog, and I went to let him know that my dog was out there, and I was
Just
ready
a
to go
second.
get him.
You saw him walking his dog
Yes.
with a friend
Yes, Your Honor.
on a leash.
Yes, Your Honor.
And when you say you let him know, what did you do? Listen, what did you do? Don't cross your arms. What did you do or say to let him know?
I said, hey, my dog's out here loose. I'm going to get
Hey,
him.
no, let's go slow. Hey, my dog's out loose out here.
And I'm trying to go get him.
And you're going to?
Get him.
And when you say that, you're on the porch.
No, I'm not on the porch at this point. I'm going to get my dog. Is what I'm doing.
Well, why would you let the dog out if you were going to get the dog?
I didn't think I would have to go get the dog. He comes back normally, so I didn't think I was going to have to go get him.
So it is your
But-
routine to let the dog out.
Not only when I'm the only one on
Just-
the bracelet.
Just a second.
Only when I was on the bracelet.
In what month were you placed on the bracelet? No,
May.
don't look at him. May what?
I don't know the exact date, Your Honor.
You don't know the date that somebody put an ankle bracelet on you? How old are you?
34.
How many times have you had an ankle bracelet on?
One.
Well, then I would know the exact date when somebody came and slapped an ankle bracelet on me.
I remember the date I got it off, but I
No,
don't.
on.
I know. I don't remember the exact date that I got it on.
What date did she get the ankle bracelet on?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that even has to do with anything.
You're not sure?
No.
You're not sure? I'm going to tell you what's sure. What sure is that she says because she was wearing an ankle bracelet, that's the reason she let the pit bull out alone.
Correct.
Well, then it becomes important because she said he usually comes back. That means she's let the pit bull out alone before. Now do you understand? 200 people died in your state as a result of pit bull attacks.
And that's a sad situation.
Yeah, just a second. So you have to be a moron to allow a dog like that around children. You have to be a moron.
Claims her former neighbors, Anthony Opulencia and Katie Molnix, owe for vet bills after their pit bull attacked her son's dog. Anthony is countersuing for threats and harassment.
Okay, what county do you live in and what state?
King County, Seattle, Washington.
Whose pit bull is it?
Mine.
How long have you had it?
About 2 years now.
How long has she been your girlfriend?
About 3 years now.
What kind of work do you do?
I was a maintenance supervisor.
In the complex where you live?
Not that complex, but another property.
Did you get fired?
Yes.
Is that because you had a pit bull?
No.
Why?
Why? Because of her constant harassment, calling corporate.
Are you allowed to have a pit bull?
Yes.
Are you?
I was, yeah.
Let's see. King County.
I'm looking into
Your Honor.
Just a second.
So I know January 1st of 2020, the state of Washington undid their initial ban on pit bulls outright. So pit bulls were allowed in the state of Washington and counties were not allowed to ban them outright after January 1st of 2020. But I'm on the Kings County government website to see if there's anything specific.
So when you got the dog, because you said you've had the dog for 2 years, pit bulls were banned in your state. You know how much it takes to ban a dog, to get that through a legislature, to ban a dog. And I don't know why Washington undid the ban, but they did in January. But when you got the dog was a banned dog. And I don't know why you think, because the girlfriend knows she let the dog out. She says, I let the dog out, and I've done it before. Usually comes back. I told him, hey, my dog's out loose. And why you would think that an unmonitored dog, you as the owner, are not responsible for all their vet bills is mind-boggling to me.
I never once said I wasn't responsible for the vet bill.
Oh, well then what are we doing here? You said in your answer, we agreed to split them 50-50 and I paid my half. Why would they split the vet bills with you 50-50 if it's all your fault? Well is not an answer, sir. Well is not an answer. If she's lazy and instead of walking the dog on a leash, a dog that can cause significant damage because the dog might have just as well attacked the child as the dog.
Dog would never attack a child.
Would only attack another dog. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
I have
You
pictures
want me
of
to show you?
my
Do you
dog
want
around other dogs, around kids.
Well, let me tell you.
It was the actions of that little dog.
I want to tell you this.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I have drawers full of letters from grandparents and parents who say, my pit bull is wonderful, I thought. And then one day, it turned. And when a dog that weighs 10 pounds or 12 pounds turns on you and snaps at you, I have a dog that weighs 4 pounds. If I annoy her and she's sleeping and I wake her up and she nips me, which she hasn't done, smart, I would get hurt a little bit. But when a pit bull attacks somebody, they can kill them. And if you choose to have a dog like that and you're a grown man, that would be on you. And if girlfriend over here decides that that's okay, she's a grown woman. But when you subject children to your dog, you're making them take a risk that they didn't ask for. Why would you subject a child, yours or anybody else's, from an animal that's capable of causing serious physical injury? Read the papers. There's a list of dogs in most states that insurance companies won't even insure your house if you have a particular breed of dog. Why do you think they do that? They're in business to make money. And all you pit bull owners out there, I've heard the hate mail. Don't bother. I don't read it.
There's a lot of bad owners out there.
I'm sure that there are terrific pit bull pets that are wonderful. They have the capacity to kill you. They have been known to kill you. I never knew anybody that got killed by a Shih Tzu or a Yorkie or a Chihuahua. Never. But if you go on Google and find out how many deaths and serious physical injuries were caused in the last year by pit bulls, I tell you what we're going to do. Sarah's going to look at it. I've never looked at the number. Don't speak. What you're supposed to do is put a leash on your dog and get your behind out of the house and walk the dog. Because there's no question in my mind that you and boyfriend went out downstairs to the grass area because you actually went out of the house. They didn't come and arrest you for leaving the house, did they, when you ran outside after your dog? No, they didn't arrest you. Oh, right. So you could just as easily have taken the dog out to one of these grass areas that's right near your house to relieve itself. But you were too lazy. Do we have a number?
Well, it looks like out of 430 fatal dog attacks, 185 were caused by pit bulls in the state of Washington.
My God.
Not even half.
Just.
The life.
You know how many hundreds of breeds of dogs there are, you idiot? Do you know how many hundreds of breeds of dogs there are? So practically 50% of the deaths in the state where you live from dog attacks were pit bulls. I want you to look and see how many dog deaths in the state of Washington were caused by Chihuahuas in the same period. And your counterclaim for harassment is dependent upon this number. Because if this number is more than 0, I will actually entertain your counterclaim for harassment. Otherwise, I'm tossing it.
That's
Between
crazy.
2005 and 2018 in the entire United States, 2.
From a Chihuahua.
Appreciate that.
For the entire United States.
I'll take it.
From 2005. 2005?
Until
From 2005. You'll take what?
It's more than 0, what you just said.
Oh, then I'm going to hear your counterclaim. Do you understand? 200 people died in your state as a result of pit bull attacks.
And that's a sad situation.
Yeah, just a second. So you have to be a moron to allow a dog like that around children. You have to be a moron.
I'm not a moron.
Oh, absolutely. Now you have a counterclaim for terroristic threats, loss of employment,
Attacked her son's dog. Anthony says Pamela threatened to shoot their pit bull.
Now, can I see your vet bills, please? Now you can
sure.
stand up. What's the balance that he owes on the vet bills?
Currently, right now, he paid a total of $780 with a remaining balance of $289.
Why did you stop making the payments?
Because I got fired because of her.
Oh, good. $289. Okay. Now you have a counterclaim for terroristic threats, loss of employment, moving expenses, and emotional distress.
Yes, ma'am.
Whose? Other than mine. Other
Mine
than
and
mine.
hers.
You have to understand something. She's a wrongdoer.
Who's a wrongdoer?
She is.
You don't know that.
She allowed a dog off leash because she was lazy, and she let the dog go out, and the dog attacked another dog. And you recognized your fault that because you maintained a dog in your house and your girlfriend let the dog roam free, not once, but according to her, regularly, that she felt that that created a threat to everybody in the neighborhood. The truth is, so do I. So if you have something to show me about terroristic threats that she did, I'll be more than happy to see that.
I wasn't there when it happened. She was, so.
Terroristic threats.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about the terroristic threats.
After the incident happened, and she came over to talk to me about it. She was just completely freaking out, and I was trying to calm her down, but she's telling me that she brought her gun over with her to shoot my dog in the head, and
She was going to shoot your dog. Mm-hmm. Did you see a gun?
I did not see a gun.
Okay. Next. What's next?
What's next is that she continued to call me, separating me from the work I needed to do almost daily. At least every other day, she's texting me, calling me, what are you gonna do about this bill? Where's my money at? I stopped answering her, and she starts calling corporate and calling my management company and harassing multiple people on the board there. So they're calling me, telling me to try to smooth the situation out, do what you can to, so, okay, I'll do that. But even though I did, she still kept calling, still, it wasn't good enough for her.
Your counterclaim's dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of the remainder of the vet bill, which is $289. We're finished here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court is adjourned.
I'm irate right now.
I just want to say I've been watching Judge Judy for a long time, and I knew that coming here that my case would be heard and justice would be prevailed. Thank you, Judge Judy.
She called the animal control, I think it was a few days later or a week later or something.
Our dog, he's an all-white dog, so he was just full of blood.
The dog wasn't there by then.
We'd already
gotten rid of him.
You should have your dog on the leash. There's not much to really say about it.
It was scary. I mean, it's a horrible thing.
We don't want them hurting other people, nor do we want our dogs being hurt, vice versa. Just please leash your dog up.
You know, I might have to adjust that number a little bit. As I kept looking for the fatalities caused by dogs, there's so many different accounts and different numbers. But one consistent thing from all of the accounts is that pit bulls did account for a majority of fatalities from dog bites and dog interactions.
It's been my experience here that those people who have dangerous dogs, and there is a couple on that dangerous list, have to be really mindful of the fact that if an animal, and it is an animal, has the capacity to kill, it doesn't mean that it intentionally does that. I mean, if you're a homeowner, and if you can't get homeowners insurance or renter's insurance if you have a particular breed of dog, I would say to myself, doink, there is a reason that insurance companies that are in the business of making money, they have done the math. They understand that eventually they're going to pay out on a claim. So they say, you know what? You want to have that dog? Either you're going to pay a double premium or we won't insure you. And I would say to myself, as a rational human being, there are over 200 breeds of dogs. Find another breed.
Yeah.
And I say that even though I regularly get this onslaught